Did you know that the dollar's value is tanking faster than a sinking ship? Buckle up, because what's happening right now could flip the world economy upside down. Picture this: the dollar, the lifeblood of global trade, losing its power. It's not just a dip, it's a nosedive that's sending shockwaves from Wall Street to Main Street. So, let's unravel how this financial earthquake affects every corner of the planet and your wallet. As the dollar weakens, inflation takes a menacing grip, making everything from a cup of coffee to a car more expensive. Your savings? They might be buying less and less as each day passes. Imagine working hard, saving diligently, only to find your dollars don't stretch as far as they used to. Now, zoom out for a sec. Emerging economies, often debt-ridden in dollars, are feeling the strain. Currencies worldwide are wobbling, causing instability like dominoes set to fall. And those safe financial havens? They're not looking so safe anymore. Welcome to a chaotic global village where the dollar's fate could dictate the future of nations. And with those dominoes teetering, what does that mean for everyday life? Imagine countries scrambling to stabilize their economies. Governments are forced to adopt new measures, and central banks are pushed to their limits. This could mean more than complex stock market movements. It's about real-life implications. Imports are pricier, which might start shrinking your choices on store shelves. But there's more. With the dollar in freefall, foreign investors get jittery. When they pull out, emerging markets that rely on US dollar investments start to feel the pinch. Jobs, trade relationships, even international aid, everything's in the balance now. This isn't just a faraway issue either. In the US, businesses that trade internationally worry about profit erosion. You see, when American-made goods become cheaper overseas, it sounds good for exports, but it's actually a double-edged sword. Companies might slash jobs to cut costs or fail to compete entirely if they can't sustain themselves. And here's a twist. Other currencies could rise to challenge the dollar's dominance. The euro, yen, or even the Chinese yuan might seize the opportunity to shift the global power balance. What does this mean for the mighty dollar's reign? The once unshakable greenback now plays a perilous game of survival. Now, let's ponder the global chessboard. If other currencies rise, it doesn't just change exchange rates, it rewrites global alliances. Central banks around the world start tweaking their reserves, diversifying away from the dollar. This strategic pivot reshapes how countries interact and trade, and it might mean a less predictable, more volatile international market. For the average American, that unpredictability becomes tangible. Financial markets could swing with more vigor, impacting retirement portfolios and 401ks. Anxiety rises as people turn to gold or cryptocurrencies as safer bets. But nothing's totally safe, and every choice comes with risks. Here's a wild card: political ripple effects. When a country's economy trembles, political stability often follows suit. Tensions rise both domestically and internationally as governments face mounting pressure to respond, sometimes resorting to drastic measures. Trade wars could flare up, cyber threats increase, and alliances shift as countries strive to protect their own interests. Yet, amid this uncertainty, some industries might thrive. Exporters, for example, could see burgeoning demand as their goods become more accessible worldwide. But it's a narrow silver lining in a stormy sky. You're witnessing history, a pivotal moment that affects not just economists and policymakers, but real people like you and me. How this unfolds could redefine our world for generations. Let's zoom in on how individuals and families are navigating this storm. Imagine households rethinking budgets, bracing for the abrupt rise in costs, from groceries to gas bills. Financial planning becomes a juggling act, with people seeking to safeguard their futures amidst uncertainty. Is it time to push back that vacation? Now think about education, college tuition and student loans. As the dollar weakens, interest rates could climb, making borrowing more expensive. Dreams once attainable might feel out of reach, putting stress on families striving for a better future for their children. And then there's healthcare. If imported medical supplies balloon in cost, insurance premiums might spike. People might face tough decisions between necessities, balancing immediate needs with future security. These ripple effects mean every swipe of a debit card could spark a moment of reconsideration. But there's hope in adaptation. Communities are banding together, sharing resources, and finding innovative ways to support each other. Local economies might see a resurgence as people lean into buying locally, sparking new initiatives and enterprises that prioritize sustainability and resilience. Historical shifts often spur creativity and innovation. In the midst of this economic upheaval, rediscovering core values and envisioning a more stable future becomes possible. Now, you might be wondering, where does this leave us in the grand scheme of things? While uncertainty can feel unsettling, it sometimes prompts us to rethink what's possible. Small businesses, often described as the backbone of the economy, could become pioneers in this new landscape. They might innovate with technology, embrace eco-friendly practices, and redefine customer relationships to mitigate these challenges. On the flip side, larger corporations are reevaluating global supply chains. With a volatile dollar, they may pivot to onshore production, potentially revitalizing manufacturing in the U.S. This shift could bring jobs back home, fostering skill development and boosting local economies. Yet, it also demands agility and smart planning to ensure sustainability in the long run. How government policies respond to this scenario plays a crucial role. Fiscal strategies and trade agreements need recalibration to stabilize markets and prevent further disruptions. Negotiations and collaborations between nations could determine how swiftly recovery occurs. A focus on long-term resilience over short-term gain might guide these policy decisions, influencing economic growth and social welfare. As the world watches, perhaps we're on the cusp of a paradigm shift, where resourcefulness and unity redefine economic stability. Transformative times call for transformative actions. So, how will you adapt to this evolving landscape? As we've navigated through these turbulent waters, it's clear that we're facing both challenges and opportunities. The dollar's crash isn't just a financial story, it's a catalyst for change. From individuals to nations, how we adapt will define our future resilience. Now here's your next step. Join the conversation. Share your thoughts in the comments below. How do you see these changes shaping your life or your community? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more insights and updates. Together, we can explore these monumental shifts and find a path forward. Stay informed, stay engaged. Change is here. It's time to be a part of it.